Hi there, my name is Michael Darby. I'm from Element Materials in our Connected Technology division. I want to talk to you about authorization longevity. Doesn't sound very exciting, but here's the basic concept. If you get your product authorized, how long does that last for? The three different regions I want to talk about are the USA, the European Union, and Canada. For the USA, when you get your product certified or you decide to follow the SDOC route for your product, you're authorizing it to the rules. Separately to that, there's test standards or test procedures or test methods that must be followed. So to get the product certified, you must follow the test methods and procedures, and then the product is certified or authorized to the actual rules. The FCC rules very, very rarely change. So if you get a product certified to the rules, it's pretty much it. The certification remains valid and intact forever. Even if the test methods change, the test procedures change, or the authorization process changes, or the FCC's instructions to the TCB changes, that doesn't invalidate the fact that the certification to the rules remains intact. There are products that have been certified for 20 or more years, and those products probably would never get certified now based on the testing they had at the time, but the certification remains valid if the rules haven't changed. There are some rare cases where the rules do change, but for the most part, if the rules don't change, the certification remains valid, even if the test procedures and certification process has changed. In the European Union, it's a very different process. The manufacturer signs a declaration of conformity to the directive based on their assessment to the directive on any given day. So if they're making new products that are leaving the production line, each individual unit has a declaration of conformity that goes with it. So for example, if a manufacturer is selling a model of a product and they're selling them at a rate of 10 products a day or 10 samples a day, each new day, 10 products leave the production line to go to the EU, and they all have their DOC with them. If they've used a test standard or a test method or some sort of authorization procedure to reach their DOC stage, and if that test standard or the test method or the state-of-the-art procedure changes, then they'll need to reevaluate, because the next day, when they're putting 10 new products on the market, those ones need to meet the rules on that day. It's still the same directive, but the process for meeting it has changed. So there's really no longevity with a European DOC. Each new unit's authorization or DOC on each new day applies to the requirements of that day. If the test standards change, the manufacturer needs to reevaluate. What about Canada? This is the interesting one. From a regulatory point of view, Canada is somewhere in the mid-Atlantic. It's certification and SDOC just like the FCC, but instead of being a certification to a book of rules, it's a certification to a standard. And those standards do change. They're not the test method. The test methods can change, but if the test standard that they've certified to increments to the next issue level, the manufacturer has to go and look at the new issue and decide, does my product meet the new issue? In most cases, it'll probably be some admin changes. So for most cases, the manufacturer would look and say, okay, there's a new issue of my standard. My product does still meet it based on the testing I did before. I'll keep that written down on a record. So typically they don't need to go and update their certification, but they do need to know and they do need to check. There are some cases where the new issue of the standard does have a change in the technical requirements, in which case they would need to retest and do an update or set a permissive change to their certification. If you have any questions about these things and the longevity of your product's authorization, get in touch with us here at Element. Thank you.